It's important to know how to think when you study piano, and I'm going to use the right hand of the first part of Minuet in G by Christian Petzold to demonstrate this. I could just play it straight through. I could play it straight through over and over and over again, but when I have to perform it, if I'm just performing when I practice without really analyzing it, I might forget right in the middle. After playing it perfectly 50 times, I could still forget. So here's how to practice so you don't forget. You look at the position that you're in. This is called G 5-finger position. That's called C 5-finger position. C is at the bottom of the 5 fingers. So I go back to G position. I know this piece starts at the top of a G 5-finger position. It walks up the scale. Now, I see where I am, these 5 keys. I know the next section starts on an E. I notice that the E is just a little above where I was. Now I'm in a C position, and this one has an F sharp, so I'll have to remember that. This is the span of an octave. So, E. Not only do I know how to play it, I know what it's made out of, and that's really, really important. So I have to know how to start the next section. If you already know how to start it without starting at the beginning, then you're well on your way to understanding how to study a piece. If you knew that the next section starts on C, that works very well. You notice how I started with the 3rd finger? And then I had to switch to a 3 because that's not really the fingering, is it? I think it starts just on a 4 there. So next time I play it, if I start here, now I know to start with the 4th finger. So if I make a mistake, I look back and say, well, I won't do that again. I won't think it's a 3 on C again. I'll always remember from now it's a 4. Also, the fact that I just did this octave right here, and I think, oh, next thing I have to do is a 4 right there. I'm right in position. I didn't have to move up here. So, now you notice both times you play that in this first page, it's the same. But one goes to here, and the other one goes. I know those two by memory, so you should study, I think it's measures 7 and 8 really carefully, and also study measures 3 and 4 really carefully because those contain the 2 differences. So it's good to memorize the piece in sections, not just playing straight through all the notes, because that doesn't really get you a secure performance. Knowing what the piece is made out of and being able to start by memory in those different places is really important. I'm going to start on the place that sounds like the beginning, but it's not. I'm going to end with measures 7 and 8. And then you can plan after that if you're going to repeat or if you're going on to the next section. If you're going on to the next section, you can see that from here to here is an octave, and the next note is 2 notes higher than that. So that will get you started in the right hand in the next section. What if you already know how to play the whole piece hands together, and you play that straight through? If you don't go back and re-study hands alone, and study it so you know each section and what it's made out of, then you're much more likely to break down in performance. What I'm showing you is how to foolproof your performance. We can't entirely have a guarantee that our performance will be entirely foolproofed so that it will never make any mistakes, but we can get so close that we can really feel very comfortable in performance. If you break your piece down in sections and by your memory know how each section starts. For instance, I know how to go And I know exactly where on the page that was. Do you know how to do that? Do you know how to just simply start at? And then do you know how to make the answer to that? If the answer to those questions is no, you don't know how to do it, then go back and actually study your piece instead of just straight play through the notes every time. You'll find your progress will go very, very, very well.